Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Maria, and I'm excited to welcome you to our webinar, Enhance SharePoint Productivity with Effortless Document Editing. As we kick off this new year, we thought it would be the perfect time to highlight one of our low-code solutions that simplifies document editing, making collaboration and productivity in SharePoint more seamless than ever. As I mentioned earlier, my name is Maria Trvkovic, and I'm part of the product marketing team here at Nutrient, and I'll be hosting today's session. Joining me today is Cleven Fernandez, our solutions engineer and a Microsoft MVP.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Cleven. We're excited to have you here today. So Cleven is here to guide us through an in-depth product demo of our document editing solutions. His expertise in SharePoint and low-code productivity tools will help highlight how this solution can transform your workflows. But before we jump into our presentation, I need to cover a few housekeeping items with you. So today's event will last approximately 40 minutes, and if you have any questions during the webinar, just find the Q&A functionality on the right side of your screen. So you'll notice the place for chats and Q&A. Be sure to submit your questions in the Q&A section so we can address them efficiently. And finally, yes, this webinar is being recorded and it will be available on demand on our website. Okay, let's take a look at our agenda. So first, I'll start with a brief overview of why Document Editor is a game changer for improving productivity and collaboration. I'll also briefly share how others are using our product. And then Cleven will take over with a product demo to give you a first-hand look at its features and capabilities. We'll do our best to answer your questions as we go along, but we'll also dedicate some time at the end to address any unanswered questions. And finally, I'll wrap up by pointing you to additional resources where you can explore more about our product and its features. Now let's just jump right in. So let's talk about why Document Editor is the perfect addition to your SharePoint environment. With Document Editor, there's no need to leave SharePoint environment, so you can manage, edit, and secure your PDF documents directly within SharePoint, ensuring they remain in a safe and centralized location. You can collaborate in real time by annotating PDFs, adding comments, and highlighting text. So it's never been easier to work together with your colleagues on the same document and to streamline feedback and approval processes. Document Editor has advanced editing capabilities, so you can take control of your PDFs. You can edit the original text, add new text, crop or delete pages, rearrange page order. You can even create new documents by combining existing PDFs. With Document Editor, you can also protect your sensitive data. You can open password-protected PDFs directly in SharePoint and permanently redact sensitive areas or text to keep confidential information secure. Document Editor simplifies business workflows with features like viewing, annotating, and signing documents. So you can even fill out and submit forms all without leaving SharePoint. And finally, Document Editor has an advanced PDF viewer. So you can enjoy a seamless viewing experience with tools like adjustable thumbnail grid sizes, page labels, outlines, and bookmarks, all designed to make navigation effortless. As you can see, Document Editor combines powerful functionality with a user-friendly experience tailored for SharePoint users. Now let's take a brief look at how some of our customers are leveraging Document Editor to streamline their workflows and enhance productivity. So one of our customers from the utilities sector is using Document Editor to view, edit, and annotate. This helps them manage their operational documents more effectively and fosters collaboration among teams. Another customer from the energy industry is using features like form filling, document viewing and editing to streamline their workflows and ensure smoother daily operations. Then we have customers like agencies focused on public safety and government functions. They all depend on Document Editor for redaction, content editing, and document viewing. These features help maintain data security and support compliance with regulatory requirements. Also, local government offices rely on Document Editor for editing, viewing, electronic signatures, and integration with tools like Microsoft Teams. As you can see, Document Editor caters to a wide variety of needs across industries, making it a versatile tool for improving workflows, enhancing collaboration, and ensuring data security. Are you ready to boost your productivity with seamless document editing in SharePoint? Here's a sneak peek of what you will see during the demo. These screenshots give you just a glimpse of the document editor in action, but Cleven will walk us through these and other features in more detail. All right, it's demo time. I'll now hand it over to Cleven.
For the demo, let's look at the agenda of the demo. We look at viewing the PDFs in SharePoint, editing original text of the PDF files, annotating them, collaborating on them, signing the documents, working with forms. In fact, we can create forms as well as fill forms in the editor, and we'll also talk about redaction. That being said, you're here for the demo, so I just have a single slide. Let me go out of it and let's jump into the SharePoint. So how does our editor work in SharePoint? So let's say that I have given a task by my manager that reviewed this business contract before it is being sent to the CTO as well as to the other company. To edit the document or to make changes to the document, I had to previously download it, make changes to it, and then re-upload it. But in this case, I just clicked on the document and it opened. The document is a business contract between two parties. Party A is ABC solution and the other party is XYZ solution. Very important document, right? And I am the person who is reviewing it. So before reviewing it, I wanted to show you a little bit of the editor. Let's start from the left to the right. So here you see that you can go ahead and have thumbnails. Thumbnails provide you easy overview of the document and easy navigation. You have the outline. If you have an outline to the document, it will be shown here. In my case, it does not. The next is the annotations pane. Okay, we will leave this for later because this is very interesting. Then you have the bookmarks. So here you see that you can add new bookmarks or even, let's say, edit the bookmarks. Here you see that I have put in terms and conditions, but let's say terms and terminations, right? So I can easily go ahead and make changes right in the browser and add new bookmarks as well. I made a change to the original bookmark, but I'm adding a new bookmark out here. So I have added the bookmark in the file. So that's good. Now that I have added bookmarks, the next is the pages. If you have a 100-page document, you can easily put in a page number and it will jump through that particular page. Next, we have the pan. So the pan is used for easy navigation of the document. So you can just use the pan and scroll through the document. You have zoom in, zoom out, fit to page, fit to width for easy reading. The next one is content editing. Now let's start our review, right? So before I start my review, the first line that I read is business contract. Oh, the person who drafted it for sure does not know how to spell business. So I know how to spell business, so let's correct it. A business with a single S. I edited the text of the document right in the browser. I can go ahead and make changes. I can change the font weight. I can make it bold if I want to. I can make it italic. I can change the color if I want to. And I can also select a font out here. So let me quickly, this looks good. This is clear. It makes it more appealing that this is a business contract. So making changes to the text in the document is pretty much simple, and you can just use our editor. We'll go ahead and skip this one for now. We need a different document so that I can demonstrate it. So let's skip this. This is measurement tools. Next, what I want to show you is a rich variety of annotations. You can go ahead and draw a line. Just like others, you can change the color. Out here, you can change the weight if you want to make it thinner. Draw a line here. So now it's red color and it's thin. So I can scroll down and I can see that this is an important number. I'll highlight it. I can also change the color of the highlighter. Let's say that this is more important. This can be highlighted as red. Now what I think is that this was not needed and I want to erase it. So I can use the eraser and I can erase this line. So erasing is also easy. So these are some basic annotations. However, the annotations can be tweaked. Now I told you the most important part or the most important thing is the annotations pane. As I went on drawing the annotations, you see that the annotation pane has been populated. I can click here. Here you see it shows me who created the annotation, right? And when this annotation was created, the date and time. So this has tight integration with SharePoint. We also give you an option to export this annotation so that you can go ahead and run your review on the annotations if you want to. If you want to delete a specific annotation, we use the eraser, but let's say I wanted to delete this annotation, I can directly delete it from here and the annotation is gone. So that's a quick overview of the annotations. I wanted to also tell you that you can add a note as an annotation as well. So this is an annotation and I'll say this is important. You can change the note as well. However, notes are even more interesting. Let me add another note, right? Let's scroll down and let me add a note on this. If you see, you can go ahead and give notes a particular shape as well, or you can go ahead and pick a particular icon. I'll pick the checkbox and I'll make it green and I'll say governing law. So this is a note, but the note is actually green in color and it helps me select an icon as well, which makes it more informative. So if you are adding notes, it's good to have it color coded. If you want to say something is wrong, it's easier to just go ahead and just select a note and say red color and something like Terminator. Okay, I am not coming up with good ideas out here, but you get the gist. So this is good. We spoke about notes. The next one is you can add text. Now let's say that I wanted to add another text. I can add it by XYZ, let's say by XYZ solutions, right? I can change the color, can change the font size, I can make it bold, I can make it red, and this just gets into the document. If you see, I can move this around and this looks good. So I added text in the document directly. I can also use the content editor and modify the existing text. But if you just want to add some text on the document, it's easier to do using this. We can use the callout, but I'll leave the callout for now because we can talk about it during the measurement tools and other tools that we provide. This is mainly used in the construction space. Okay. That being said, you can add lines if you want to. Let's say that I want to add a line. I can obviously change the line colors, etc., similar to other annotations. The other types would be a rectangle. You can add a rectangle. And let's add my favorite one, that is the cloudy polygon. So let me add it here. Let me start from here, here, here. And I can change the color of it. I can make it cloudy. So if you see, each annotation that I added gets added to the annotations pane. And the annotations pane helps you to jump through the annotations pretty quickly. Now that's good, that's excellent. Now if you want to undo something, you don't like the cloudy polygon maybe as much as I like, you can just do undo. It changed the color, it goes one step back. If you want to get the Now you think that, Cleven's polygon was good. So let's change the color back to gray. So that's done. So undo and redo are here. You can print the document directly from the editor itself. It opens up the printer pane. Now, I don't have a printer, but you get the gist. So printing is possible. Before we go to the document editor, I want to show you the search functionality. Let's say that you want to search for the word ABC in the document. You see that it was so quick to find out that there were 14 instances of ABC, right? So if you want to search something, we give you the best searching capability as well. At this point, you can download the document onto your local computer, export it. It's not saved back to SharePoint, but you can export it with annotations and keep a local copy of it with you. Although we don't want you to do that. We want everything to be in the cloud. Right now, let's get into the document editor. So here I'll click on the document editor. What is the document editor? Document editor helps you to move the pages around. For example, let's say the signature page should be number 2nd. You can move it out here, save it back. If I scroll down, if you see the signature page is number 2. I change my mind, I go back and put it out here. Similarly, I can rotate the pages. Let's say if it was upside down, I can rotate multiple pages or just rotate a single page. Right? I can do that. I can create a duplicate of the page if I want to. If I don't want to do it, undo is my friend. It's always there. I'll undo, undo, and undo, and undo, undo, undo. Right? It's back to original. I can import a file from my local computer, and I can also import a file from SharePoint. Let's import a file from SharePoint real quick. Now here, if you see, I can go to multiple sites out here. I can select my site. I can just click on this so that you can see it. Go to the PDF editor. Let's say I want to do that. I can select this and I can click on selected. As soon as I hit select, the form gets added to the PDF itself. As I told you, if you want to change the order of the form, you can go ahead and do that using the document editor. So this looks good. Let me save it. And this form is pretty much good. So let's say that this was for a contract, which was also with Global Electronics, maybe a third party, who needed this form to be filled. They have multiple fields out here, but there's one field that is missing. Oh no, should I go ahead and download it, put in the field? The answer is no. What we can do is, we can use the form creator. Understand this, the form creator, and create form fields out here itself. You can add a button, you can add a text field. Let's in fact add a text field. So I'll click on it. I'll add a text field like this. And I can change multiple things out here. Let's say that this has to be blue. I can make it blue, although it doesn't look nice. This looks better, so this is good. I can have a border to it. I can change the width. I can change the text font itself. I can go into the advanced mode and run some logic as well, make it required if I want to, and so on, right? I can do that. Now, I can change multiple things out here. Similarly, you can add a radio button like this, and you can give it multiple things. You can button, I don't want to add one. You can add a drop down, a combo box, you can add a list, you can add a signature. Let's say that one signature field was less because 2 parties have to sign it. You can just add it like this, and you can also add a date field. So let's say that I want to add a date field as well. Right, so what I'll do is I'll select this. Now this looks good. Go back to the form creator, get a little bit bigger. This is okay. And I can add text if I want to. So let's say I want to add a text out here. Comments, I can change the color of it to gray. And or maybe not gray, something more bolder than gray. Make it bold. And you can add those things out here. At this point, I am happy with the form. Although I'm not the signing authority, but I have added fields and so on. So what I'm going to do next is going to go down. I think and I'm going to add a stamp saying that this form has been approved. So if I want to add a stamp, just go here and I'll say approved, right? I can add a stamp. I can also see that the stamp was added under my name. So that's good. Can rotate the stamp a little bit if I want to. I should get it down here. Don't embarrass me. Yeah, perfect. So I have rotated it, it's approved, and now I'm happy with the form. I can save the form, right? I can save the form, and at this point of time, I can send this link to my manager to sign it. So what I'll do is that I can tell my manager over Teams to go ahead and, let's say, go to this document library, search for this file and try to approve it. Or easier, I can just copy a link and send it across to him. What I'm going to do is I have logged in as another user and I will just ping the link. Let's say the editor is the manager. I'm going to dock both the files side by side, right? The file is good. The manager sees it as well. The business contract is there. So, and I close this file, right? The business contract is here. It looks good. It looks like it is being reviewed. What I do is that now I remember, oh my God, I forgot something. I go into the document and again try to make changes to it. Understand this. This is the manager out here and this is me, right? I'm going into the document again and I'm going to go ahead and add another stamp out here. Let me add a stamp. Right, on page number 2, I added a stamp known as final. I can also create a custom stamp if I want to. This is final. I'll make it green. I'll also add the date and time. So I have added another stamp. Let me get rid of the stamp saying that this is final. And it's here, right? And I save the file. Understand this? I'm saving the file. The file is being saved back to SharePoint. Now the manager is between the review and he thinks that there's something missing. He should also add another stamp out here saying final. He is not that creative. He just adds final. At this point, if you see, this annotation is not visible. He's not aware of it. But see what happens here. As soon as he tries to save the document, he gets a prompt saying that the document has been changed, and yes, it is from the last user. And it tells him to reload the document. Okay, I click on reload the document. And here, if I scroll down, he sees that there is another annotation behind it. I want to show you something. If I go back to console, you see that we are using a technology named as WASM. WASM stands for WebAssembly. So what do? Do we send the files across the internet to our servers? No, my friends, we don't do that. We honor your privacy. Your document stays in the browser. What we do is we take the WASM file from our server or from our hosting, ship it down to your browser, and then open the file within your browser. So your files are safe. And yet we go ahead and support co-authoring, or you can say collaboration to some extent. So if privacy is important for you, we honor it. We keep it we keep it at the top, right? And we just want to keep your documents private. At this point, I've saved the file. I've saved the file, and the file is saved back to SharePoint. That's it. That's pretty much it. So let me go ahead, and this time I got scolding from my boss last time. And this time what I do, the boss says, if you are editing it, just make sure that you don't give access to anyone. So I'm in SharePoint. I'm going to use the checkout and the check-in feature, right? And I am going to check out the document right now. So let me do that. Right, and I click on this document. Now, in this particular use case, let's see this. I've checked out the document. The manager has logged in into SharePoint and he tries to open, or they try to open the same document. If they try to open the same document, see what happens out here. tells me that the document has been checked out by Cleven Fernandez, and you'll see it only in the viewer mode. Look at this. These options, the annotation, editing options, none of them are visible. That's the beauty of our product, right? We honor the SharePoint integration as well. So this is an important term that I'm trying to explain. Now let's get back to another feature that I want to talk about. I want to talk about something very interesting. We spoke about notes, but let's talk about commenting. So here what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that this particular number is correct. So I'll select the number and I will add commenting on it. Okay, I'll start commenting. So let's say, is this the right amount? And I can also change the comment to be bold or italic. Maybe I can also change the color, right, of the background, and I will go ahead and hit enter. If you see, the comment has also come up under my name, and I'll save this file, right? I'll save this file so that my boss can review it. What I'm going to do is that I'll close this file. It's checked out. I'm going to check it back in. So I'll just put in a comment, finally done. And now my boss comes in. He gets into his SharePoint. He looks at the document. Okay, a few seconds ago, he clicks on it. It's not checked out, so he should not get the warning that the document has been checked out. And here, if I scroll down, he sees the comment, right? He sees the comment. One important thing, he cannot delete the comment by created by me, because I created it. This might be an important comment, but he can comment back on it. He can just say, yes, this is correct. Yes, this is correct. So you can add comments to it, and the comments can be exported as well. So we support commenting. The comments can also be formatted. So I'll save the file. That's it. The file is final and I will be happy with it. Now, most important thing, the people ask me, do you go ahead and support versioning? Yes. If you have versioning enabled, the version history has been maintained by a product. You see that each time, first the editor did it, then then there was a comment which was finally done, which was added by me, and the manager, the editor user, actually went ahead and added it. So if somebody wants to review the document or view the document at a previous time, they can go ahead and view it using the version history. Okay, they can revert back the version as well. It supports versioning. So the final step would be, let's open the form and let's fill in some details, right? So I'll fill in my first name, I'll fill in my street. I will not fill all the details. I'll not fill in my phone number, just putting some detailed random values out here. And I'll say, put in some comments. And I want to sign the document. Okay, so when I add a signature, I can draw a signature. I can add an image as a signature, or my favorite, I can type a signature. So I can simply type in Cleven Fernandez and I can put the signature out here. So here, my friends, the file is now finally ready. I save the file. I close the browser. Now, that being said, let's get into the second demo. So for this particular demo, I'm using a different document known as credit card application. Now, this document has got a number of PII information out here, right? I'll just not explain everything again, but I'll fit to width. It has got an email address. It has got a credit card number. It has got phone numbers. I want to remove this information and redact it. How do I redact it? Redacting is pretty simple, right? I can select the text, click on it, and I can say apply redaction. As soon as I apply the redaction, the text gets removed from the document. Now, what I see is even my image is PII information, right? So let me do something like an area redaction. So I can select a area like this, and let me do something fancy. Let me change it to white. Let me change it to white. Change it to white. And say apply redaction. See, the image is gone. The end user will not even know that there was an image on this document, right? So even you can redact the signature. I don't want to repeat, but this is something that I want to do. I want to redact the signature of this user because I don't know if signature is very, very important. I selected it. I can say apply redaction and the signature is gone. So here I have easily applied redaction on the document. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about measurement tools. So let's get into a final demo. I have another document out here. It's known as Grid 2. Now, this is going to be a very interesting demo for those who are in the construction industry. We'll keep it simple for this particular webinar. And let's say that I want to measure this particular grid in centimeters. So I can click on the measurement tool. I can select the scale. I'll just select this much. So this is 1 inch. I'll set a scale. I'll add a scale. I'll give this a scale name. I'll say cm scale. So 1 inch is technically 2.54 centimeters. I can just see this. So I have just added a new scale. So if I want to now measure anything, it can return me an equivalent in centimeters. Now, if you see out here, I'm not accurately doing it, but you can accurately do it. There is an icon that was visible out here in the corner, which will accurately help you snap things, right? So you can set a scale, and that scale can be used to measure in a different measurement option. Like if this is an inch, you can measure it in centimeters, and you can use precision as well. Now, it's not only about straight lines at times. Let's say that you have a box, you have a room, and you want to go ahead and measure that room. Now, this room is there in, let's take the biggest one. The biggest one was 169, so I'll just snap it somewhere around here. A little bit closer, if you see. Yeah, and let me also snap this end like this. So 170. Okay, let's keep it at that. So this is 170 square centimeters. Now this is good, but now my boss tells me the room should be measured in not centimeters but in inches. So how do I do that? To do that, I can add another scale. So I'll click in here. I'll click on edit and add scale, and I'll say, let me add a new scale, and I will say inches scale. So let's say that, let's do it the opposite direction. So I'll say 2.54 centimeters is 1 inch, and I'll click OK. So now it's showing me in centimeters, the square centimeters, the area of the box. I want it in square inches. And here, if you see, it shows me square inches. So let me quickly go to Google and just verify if this is correct. So I will type in square inches in square centimeters. So what did it return me? It returned me 26. 26 is 168 approximately. So here you see that you can go ahead and have the measurement tools out here. I told you that we'll talk about callout. Callout is basically used mostly in the measurement space, where I can click on it. Come on, click on it. And I can add a callout, something similar like this. I can type in, this is in square inches. And now that it is here, I can nicely position it. I can just position it like this. I can take this arm. This looks good. And this is how it is. You can also change the color of it if you want to, so that it matches the color of the measurement. And I can save the file back. So here, my friends, we have completed the demo, a high-level demo of what we can do. This might be a bit quick for you, but if you need a demo with me, just drop us a line and we are happy to do that. And if you have a specific business case, also do let us know. Thank you. Over to you, Maria.
Thank you, Cleven. That was awesome. We really appreciate you taking the time to walk us through these capabilities of Document Editor. Now let's tackle some of the questions that we didn't get to earlier. So question number 1, can I get one-on-one demo? Absolutely. Feel free to reach out to us at sales@nutrient.io and we'll be happy to schedule a personalized demo tailored to your needs. Are there any other questions? Does it work with external users? Cleven, would you like to answer that question?
Sure, Maria. Yes, it works with external users. We can provide deployment options which work with external users, which will allow you and your organization to collaborate with another organization. So the short answer is yes, it works with external users.
Thank you, Cleven. And let's see if there is another. Do you have these features in OneDrive? Yes, Cleven can help us and show us how it works. Right, Cleven?
Yes, absolutely. So let me go ahead and try to share my screen. Trying to get the right screen. Please bear with me. So let me know when you see my screen.
We see it, yes.
Perfect. Thank you, Maria. And let's go into OneDrive and look at this option, right? So here I'm in OneDrive and I can go into my files and I can start editing my own personal files right from the browser using the PDF editor option. So one thing to remember out here, when you get the SharePoint deployment, we also give you the PDF editor for OneDrive. Does that answer your question? I hope yes.
Thank you, Cleven. All right, that brings us to the end of today's presentation. We hope you found this demo informative and helpful. And if you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can also check out our blog and document editor product page. It's right on the screen. And we also have an in-depth documentation for document editor. We also provided a link to the free trial so you can experience the product firsthand. Thank you so much for joining us and enjoy the rest of your day.